Right, I'm going to introduce our next guest now. So, based near Bodmin, the Hugs Foundation is a rescue and rehabilitation charity for horses and ponies that have been mistreated, abandoned or unwanted. As well as rehoming and preventing cruelty, the Hugs Foundation also provide equine therapy and other services to promote social, emotional, physical and mental well-being for children and young people. Joining us in the studio now is Laura Dennis, who is no stranger to Chaos TV. She has given us a tour of the Hugs Foundation farm in the past. Laura, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been wonderful. So for those who haven't heard about the Hugs Foundation before, can you give us a little introduction about what you do?
Yeah, sure. So we were set up in 2017 as a horse rescue charity originally, but we found in the local community there was a need to help children and young people with their mental health. So we now not only rescue, rehabilitate and rehome horses and ponies, we've also rescued over, probably the best part of 60, 70 other animals in our time, which make up part of the team now for the wellbeing side. So we've got the horse side, and then we've got a little farmyard area that has goats, pigs, sheep, cats, guinea pigs, rabbits, that kind of thing, for Hazel and her team to work with our children that come to site for wellbeing interventions.
Okay, so it's kind of like a therapy animal type of vibe then?
Yeah, very much so.
That's so sweet. It's kind of like a double whammy is the wrong word, but you kind of like you're rescuing and rehabilitating all these animals, but also like not giving them jobs. I keep wanting to say that, not giving them jobs, but like
it's working with
giving
them.
back, isn't it?
Yeah, working with them and working alongside them, and it is nice because a lot of people think a lot of ponies and horses that we get in can't be ridden, and everyone wants something ridden.
Yeah,
and it's like actually these are so helpful to human well-being and can give back, and it becomes this lovely circular relationship of just helping healing through their trauma and things. So it works really well.
I was going to say it helps humans as well as it helps the animals.
Yeah.
But where did the name Hugs come from?
So it's all about creating sort of warmth and security for people. So it's more about giving people a metaphorical hug, and to help. Yeah.
Oh, I do love that, and I think I'd love to come along. If we do go back there at some point, if we do come and visit you again, or when we come and visit you again, I'm putting myself on the list to come.
Definitely, you're very welcome.
I was going to say I'm a bit scared of horses.
That's fine. So, we've got some like teeny ones that are like dog size.
Yeah,
for
the Shetlands. Like I like a Shetland. It's nice and small.
Yeah.
But like when something's bigger than me, it just really scares me.
Yeah, we've got all sorts at the moment, from Shetlands to Shires, but it's usually the Shetlands and the little ones that have the worst attitudes. So,
really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. What else do you have on the farm? I'm very intrigued.
So we have like a rescue centre which has a huge American barn with loads of stables. It's lovely, especially in the winter when the rain's horrible, and you can bring the ponies in and groom them out of the mud and the rain.
Yeah.
We've got like an outdoor sand school arena type area where the children go up and do like obstacle courses with the ponies and things. We've got a little hub where they go and do their arts and crafts and hide from the rain if it's horrible weather up on Bodmin Moor. But we have, like I said, the farmyard area's got a couple of goats called Arthur and Merlin who are always a big hit because they're very mischievous.
I love a goat.
Yeah.
I really, really do. I feel like goats are kind of drawn to me as well.
They are so funny, so you'll have to come and meet them.
Oh my God, definitely.
We've got 5 pigs which roll over for belly rubs. They're lovely. Cats that follow you around. There is, like I said, we've just rescued some rabbits recently, so we're just rehabilitating them, and then they're starting to work with our young people as well, because some people just want cuddles with the little animals.
Yeah.
Want to care for them and create some like enrichment for them as well, which is really nice.
That's lovely. So how long has Hugs actually been up and running for?
We are in our 5th year this year,
Oh,
so we've got a
wow.
little 5th year celebratory logo that we've got.
Oh.
So not huge amounts of time, but long enough to get really established and know what we're doing.
Yeah,
and
long enough to make a difference as well.
definitely.
I'm sure.
And we've kind of streamlined our services into what our community have wanted. So, the children, they come for their sessions, and sometimes we do family sessions and things as well. And we also go out to the community, to the elderly community and care homes as well.
Okay.
And take the ponies out, which is great.
Oh, that's so fun. Do you actually bring the ponies into the care homes? Like I'm saying, into the building.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So Dude, who was rescued off the moor as I love that name. 2 or 3 month old baby. Yeah, he was tiny. He goes into the care homes because we've had him since he was a baby. We know him inside out, and we've done all his training to desensitise and make sure he's happy doing what he does. But he'll go into a care home bedroom. He's been up in lifts, done stairs. Like, he is an absolute little legend. He really is.
Oh my God. We were, when we were away last week, we did a live broadcast. We had some alpacas at the event, and the alpacas went in the lift, and they were kind of the same vibe, like emotional support alpaca.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like, I find it like, as the like emotional support animal thing has kind of like come into its own in the past few years, I really do understand it.
Yeah.
Because I like my dogs, like I tell everything to them, and I'm sure if I had any other number of animals, it's like it's just so great.
I
isn't
know.
it?
I feel sorry for my horse sometimes when you're like, oh, I've had a bad day, give me a hug, and you're like, do you really want to be hugging me right now? You really want to be eating. But yeah, no, it's funny because and then they've all got different personalities like we have. So some of them love it, some of them aren't so suited for it, but some that are quite wild and probably the ones that people sort of don't really associate with because they can't really handle or ride them. Actually, for the wellbeing work, they're quite good because they can really pick up off your body language, and they're good to work with because those energy levels, you can match them and things, and it's really rewarding for the children to start to bring a wild pony into being tame and then get confident with humans and then go to its new home. It's just really rewarding and gives them a sense of purpose as well.
Yeah, so do all the animals that come to you, do they get rehomed eventually, or do you have like some residents and things like that?
Yeah, we rehome as many as we can. We've got a team of youth ponies that we know inside and out, and they're the ones that we know. I mean, they're animals, you can't guarantee what they're going to do, but we know them fairly well to know their behaviours and their cues if they're not happy and things like that. And then we get a few in that will never be rehomed because of medical issues and things, but because we rescue, rehabilitate and rehome, we can't take too many sanctuary horses, and otherwise it takes up places of other horses that can come in. So we'd love to have extra land to have a proper little sanctuary going because there's a definite need for it. But yeah, we're quite limited with how many we can take in because of the land, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's wonderful though.
Yeah, it's great.
Does everything have a name? I love, like, we had Creature Feature on a couple of weeks ago, and they have like very strange creepy crawlies that they bring on, and I was asking the names. Does every animal at Hugs have a name?
Yeah, and
do you remember them all?
Yeah, no, I am terrible with names, especially when they'll get like a little herd in and they're like, oh, this, and they all look very similar, and because you're not working with them every day, because I do the fundraising side and I'm in the office, they'll bring them down and I'm like, who is that one? But they quite often do themed names, so they'll have like a Harry Potter theme one year with foals.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so we had Hermione, and then this year hopefully they'll have another theme going and sort of get people and invite people to put some names in as well. It's quite nice to get everyone involved.
That's really fun. Yeah, I would so put in names for that. I do it for the seal sanctuary. I put in names for the seals sometimes. But can you just tell me a little bit more about like the equine therapy side of it and more the services that you provide? Yeah,
sure. So Hazel Ashman is our amazing youth wellbeing manager. She's just taken on a new staff member because the demand is so high at the moment. So they do a course of 6 sessions, and they're 1 hour each, because we find if you do it for too long, the concentration levels go.
Yeah.
So to be really beneficial, they do quite an hour, 2 hours of quite intense therapeutic work. And they will do anything from learning to handle horses and learn horsemanship skills to doing teamwork and orienteering, arts and crafts. It's really suited down to the individual. It's very person-centred.
Okay.
And what they want to achieve, while like using sort of some transferable skills that they can take away, or if they're struggling with school and things, using things like capital letters and stuff to write a scrapbook. It's quite subtle, but very, very interesting how Hazel does it. Yeah, she's amazing.
That's wonderful. So do you just go into, just like, I know you go into care homes, do you go into like any other places, like schools? Or
yeah, they've taken Dude to schools to do some educational work for welfare and also for well-being. Obviously with COVID everything kind of shut down and stuff, but those things have started now, and now we've got that extra staff member. They're hoping they can get out and reach more people.
Yeah, that's
and we do
great.
A few community events. We've been down to Bodmin Fire Brigade and taking the ponies down there, and get out and about.
That's so fun. That must take so much planning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially to get them down there. You don't actually, obviously you know them like inside and out pretty much, but they do have their own personalities. You don't know, something might happen.
Yeah, you've got to set up a zone so they're safe and they can get away from the public if they want to and have a break. And I mean, their welfare is always the forefront of everyone. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I say, what kind of like feedback have you had from like the equine therapy, taking them into care homes and schools and things? What's that been like?
It's been amazing. So one of the care homes we went into, there was a resident who sadly wasn't eating and hadn't done for a few days, and then dude went in, and then after he'd been and had some time there, because they just chat about the animals and stuff and memories and things, and do some therapeutic hands-on experience type things. And after he left, they started eating again, and that was amazing. Some of the feedback we get from the young people is lovely. We do like proper feedback, so before and after well-being type measures, but also get quotes and things off them. And some of them, we had a young person, bless them, who had attempted suicide, very sadly, primary school age. Nobody else could help with immediate need. They were on a waiting list, so Hazel set up emergency sessions for them. And that kind of thing really does make a difference and is really needed. Mental health is a massive thing at the moment. Definitely. And that crisis, when you get to that crisis point, you just feel like there's no one there to help. You need somebody that you feel like, I know I'm going to this place today. I know I can feel better after that.
Yeah, you can kind of feel like enthused, I guess is the word. Might not be the right word. Looking forward to it.
It's
something
just bringing that hope,
to.
I think. And there was a book, I think, written by a guy called Viktor Frankl, who wrote The Meaning of Life kind of thing. And that was all about hope and things, and having some purpose and meaning in your life. Actually, that's what drives you.
Yeah. Certainly, definitely. I also know you've got like a veterans wellbeing project as well. Go into that a bit more.
Yeah, we my sort of bag is veterans. When I went to uni, I did 2 years foundation degree in animal behaviour and psychology, which I absolutely loved at Newquay. And then I did a year's top up in human behavioural studies. So I kind of put those two together for the therapeutic side. And during those sort of 3 years, most of my work was, and the research that I did was into the therapy with animals and veterans. So when I came to Hugs, I really wanted to introduce it. So we ran a pilot project with Veterans Outdoors, another veterans charity. Went really well, was really well received. And we want to run it again. We just, unfortunately, with COVID, we haven't had the staffing to run the capacity to run it. But it is definitely something we're looking to start up again next spring when the weather's a bit better and get going again. But if there are any veterans out there that need our help, please call, because we'll always try and do something to help people, even if we do similar to what Hazel's doing and do 6 sessions of hours just to come in and have that time. We're more than happy if we can help. We always will. Yeah.
So are these sessions that you do not only with the Veterans Wellbeing Project but with equine therapy, etc., are these like paid for, and can anyone like do them?
Yeah, anyone can do them. So at the moment, we like we said, we're doing the elderly community and we're doing children from 4 to 18. Yeah. Anybody can refer, so you can have a parent, a self-referral. Many schools are now referring, and CAMS as well we're working alongside. So there's a full cost recovery to it. Of people that can afford to pay it will pay that, because it obviously go back into the care for the animals and things as well. But we do have funding available to do bursaries where they're not paying full cost. It's about £30 for the hour, or they can have them fully funded. It really depends on the financial background. So it is open to everyone, and you're not sort of missing people and the people that really need it, because we're in quite a high poverty area as well.
Of course, and I think £30 is like semi-affordable as well. I think because you could probably have programs elsewhere, even in the country, or even potentially in Cornwall, that could be a lot more. And it makes it more accessible for everyone.
Exactly.
I think.
Well, to run it properly, you're probably talking about £80 an hour. Yeah. So that's why we try and discount them if we can, and then get that funding in to cover those costs. Yeah. But I mean, obviously we've got massive overheads because we are an animal rescue centre as well, and horses, as everybody knows, are not cheap to keep.
So you are the fundraising manager for Hugs.
Yeah, I am.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your role doing that?
Yes.
And, like, how you can kind of go around and secure the funding?
Yeah. So I am responsible for bringing all the money in, which is quite scary.
Yeah, quite a stressful job, I can imagine.
But also very rewarding. So I've had to grow. I mean, when I started, there was no fundraiser at Hugs. It was all very new. So we've had to set up income streams. So you look at where you can get your funding from. So you've got things like trusts and grant foundations, which like the lottery and things like that. Yeah. Individual giving from the general public and people that come who want to donate. We have rehoming fees for the horses, which try to help cover some of the veterinary costs of the rehabilitation. And then we also have things like corporate donations and corporate donors. We do like packages for businesses now that we want to work alongside, because we want to give them something back as well. It's all very well asking for money all the time, but actually we can give you something back as well. So we've set up a page on our website for any businesses that are interested to have a look at. And legacies as well. Legacies is another one for people leaving gifts in their will to, you know, continue to make that difference to people and animals when they're gone, bless them. So, yeah, lots of different ways of funding. So it's trying to keep on top of all that.
Of course, I was going to say it must cost a lot just to run the day to day, like even the foods, like you said, vet bills, etc.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
everything.
our vets bills are, especially at the moment, have gone up quite a lot. We've had quite a few poorly ponies, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So it probably costs about 5,000 a week to run hugs. It is a lot of money.
Oh my.
Yeah, so yeah, we're looking at different ways of fundraising. Unfortunately, trusts and grants, some of the success rates are now only 5% because there's so much demand with the way the world is and what's happening. So it's trying to find those different ways.
Definitely. Have you seen kind of like an increase in the demand for rehabilitation services in Cornwall?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we've taken this additional staff member on, because there are, Hazel is just inundated with schools and things, and more children, not just with mental health, things like SEND schools that just need that extra and additional support to their school. And parents as well. Hazel would love to set up a group to help parents to learn to sort of cope with things when you've got children that have got conditions and things, that it's not easy doing that every day. And so she'd love to set up a help and support group for things like that. And we're also trying to set up funding, which I'm applying for at the moment, to get a volunteer coordinator so we can help like older adults and vulnerable people more people to be reached.
Definitely. You've got very, very busy at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, we like being busy.
That's good though, yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand you've got like a new crowdfunder going on.
We have. So like I said, with everything and, funding dropping so much, every charity, it's not just Hugs, every charity right now is sort of thinking how we're going to survive. So we've set up a crowdfunder to get us through this winter. We're targeting to raise £20,000, but ideally we want to raise 50,000 to help us get through this winter. I mean, the cost of Hazel almost doubled. Like I said, all your utility bills and everything's gone up. And we just want to, the problem with the trust and grant fundraising is a lot of it's restricted, so you can only spend it on certain things. But what a lot of charities need is that cash behind them to spend on just general running costs.
Yeah.
Because places cost a lot of money to run.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people are feeling the pinch. So is this crowdfunder, where can people donate to you if they'd like to?
So we are running it for 4 weeks, so a really short fundraising burst, as they say. So if you go onto Google and just put the Hugs Foundation crowdfunder, it will come up. There's a video so you can see the team, you can see the horses, the work we do. So you know what you're donating to and you can see where your money is going to go, and you know that your money is going to be spent on a good cause. Yeah. So we only started it on Monday and we've already got to £3,000.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing.
That's great.
So I cannot thank everybody enough for their kindness and backing us and believing in what we do. But if we can get to that £20,000, there are also other funders that have come forward that have said they will potentially put money in as well if we can reach our target. Yeah. So
kind of shows how much the community loves your organisation as well.
We've been reading all the comments and things on the page, and they're just so kind, and it's so lovely to see in a world that is so quite frightening for people at the moment, that there is that kindness out there still.
Yeah, there's that little light at the end of the tunnel
absolutely.
kind of thing. It's wonderful. So if anyone wants to contact you to get in touch about any rehabilitation services or anything, where can they do that?
So we've got a fab website. If you just search the Hugs Foundation Bodmin, it will bring it up. I think it's the www.hugsfoundation.org.uk.
Wonderful.
All the information's on there. Contact details for different teams. So you've got like the yard team if you're interested in rehoming and rescue. There is a rehoming page where you can fill out an application form if you're interested. There's Hazel's details on there if you're interested in the referral side. And there's my side if you want to talk about fundraising and go and set up any of your own fundraisers and stuff. Just phone us and have a chat, and we're
Wonderful.
here.
No, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been so fun to learn about Hugs.
Yeah,
and it's been lovely to meet you as well.
Yeah,
hopefully you won't be a stranger. We'll see each other again soon.
Definitely.
I'm coming down to the farm to meet some Shetlands.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Pigs and cats. What else do you have? Guinea pigs as well?
Guinea pigs, yeah, rabbits.
Oh, God, sounds
chickens,
amazing.
ducks.
Chickens. Oh, I love a chicken. And
the chickens are very cute. Yeah.
Oh, right. I think we should go into some music now. Thank you so much for joining me, Laura.
Thank you for having me.